All right, everybody, I'm coming on here live real quick. I'm about to board my flight home, but I have been getting so many questions about this wild, crazy church service. How did it happen? Why did it happen? Why didn't anyone know that there was some crazy LGBTQ mafia, left-wing activist that was recently installed as the priest of the service? Why did she take shots at the president? First of all, I want to say this tradition of going to that church, Washington Cathedral, has been happening since the 30s. And I think it was FDR was the one that kind of started it. So it's been part of the inauguration since the very beginning. Whether Republicans or Democrats, they've all been going to the church service the morning after the inauguration. And normally it's supposed to be a service showcasing unity and, of course, faith. And we want to end the inauguration, all the official inauguration things that happen, the balls, the swearing in, the galas, all the different procedures. We want to end that with the church service. Like, it's a very cool idea, right? We end it with the church service. It always happens at Washington Cathedral. It's a historic place. And so, yes, it's something that they always do, but the difference is that this newly installed witch really is what she is, but she's some priestess that's a left-wing activist, Trump hater, really God hater, decided this was her time to take a shot at the president. And it was funny because in her message, her sermon, it was about unity. Like, that's what she said. We need to unify. We need to drop down our partisan politics. We need to come together. And then she starts going crazy political and starts shoving this demonic filth, accusations over the president, accusations over the room. You could feel the atmosphere. It was just gnarly, right? And so what a way to put a damper on a beautiful, she had an incredible opportunity to speak faith and life into this new administration. And in that moment, she was demonically inspired to attack the president, attack his family, attack his administration. And I was in the room. I was sitting next to my friend Jensen Franklin. I was right next to, members of the cabinet, and we were all horrified. Like, we're just like, no way this is happening. And so it's unbelievable. Did they know she was going to do that? No. Did the White House, did somebody premeditate, pre-plan this? Probably not. I think it was just literally the devil himself inspiring a crazy woman to destroy what could have been a really cool moment. But here's the silver lining. All right, you ready to hear the silver lining? And you guys got to share this out there. This is the silver lining of what happened in that moment, okay? The silver lining is that it's time for the tradition to change, obviously. And it did change, because today, after she spoke that, man, we got up at the end of the service and we were worshiping and praying all over that cathedral. We were breaking all this stuff off. We were laying hands on each other. Like, you should have seen the people in that room. Like, no one was okay with what happened and what was said. And we just took it upon ourselves to change the atmosphere and start a new tradition. And so I just want you guys to be really encouraged. God is opening doors. First of all, we bombarded DC this weekend with worship. Like, we did 4 worship events in one day. We went all over this city. And not only that, but the incoming cabinet and administration, like, we got invited to do worship in the Pentagon by my friend Pete Hegseth. And he's like, Sean, we need to worship in the Pentagon. We got invited by Mike Johnson to continue. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, was there. He continued to invite us. We need prayer. We need worship. There is literally a faith person assigned to every cabinet member in the incoming cabinet that's like an intercessor and a person to hold their arms up to pray over them. Guys, this is next level. Like, what God is doing and what he is setting up, you're going to see so much worship coming out of this White House. Like, it's different, even different than before, and I was there before in the Oval Office, but this is different, man. There are fiery revivalists, men and women of God, and we are flipping the script. And so I just kind of see this as like the last gasp of the enemy, to try to mess up something and ruin the vibe and bring in, discouragement and whatever. And you know what? We just broke that stuff off. We broke it off. And if you think that something like that is going to bother President Trump after all that he's been through, you obviously don't know the man. He ain't phased, and we're going to keep keeping on. And obviously now we know we need to change some traditions. And it's time to have some Holy Ghost. It's time to have worship. It's time to have actual Christians leading the service. Would be a good thing at a church service. So anyway, I'm horrified. I can't believe it. It was definitely a national embarrassment. But the silver lining is that God's raising up a new breed and a new wineskin for a new day. And it's happening. And so I want you guys to be encouraged. No, the White House did not purposely plan that. Nobody knew it was going to happen. It's been a tradition that's been going on for years and years and years. But it's one that needs to change. And so we're going to bring a whole new era. I mean, guys, you would be blown away at how many people in that room. First of all, I was shocked at how many people had been to let us worship, or even had been by our ministry headquarters. The Lord told me a few years ago to buy a house from our ministry on Capitol Hill. People thought it was crazy. People thought it was ridiculous. I knew that God was doing something in DC. I knew that we were preparing the ground. And it's not just us. There's ministries all over just like us. So you guys need to be encouraged tonight. Don't let some crazy witch lady in her spells and her perversion, don't let that get you down, because it's not getting us down. We're charging ahead forward in faith and hope, because it is revival season in America. All right? And I'm going to say that until this whole airport hears me. So anyway, bless you guys. Hey, continue to be encouraged. I'm going to share with you some updates that are coming up, like some things that God did this last week that I'm still trying to process. Like they're mind-boggling, like how God is moving. I never in my wildest dreams, I knew it was going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be this good. It's like exceedingly abundantly beyond what we could ever ask, dream, or imagine. Like that's how good God is. So I'll share with you more details this week, but you're going to be seeing a full-on assault with worship on every force of darkness and hopelessness. Washington, D.C. is never going to be the same again. The White House is never going to be the same again. God's on the throne. He's in control. And I'm going to go board my plane. Love you guys.